From harmless tipple to devastating turmoil, Lisa Greenberg knows how easy it is to fall into the grip of alcohol addiction. The wife of Todd Greenberg, one of Australia's best-known sports bosses, almost died when drinking took over her life. Now she wants to be a cautionary tale about its dangers. But no, Lisa hasn't joined the fun police. She's not demanding everyone stops drinking. Instead, the message in her bottle is to remind us to be careful and to show the world just how great life can be on the other, sober side. It's an exclusive corporate box at Sydney's brand new $800 million sports stadium. There are bubbles, beer and burgers, and of course, the best view of the goals. Privilege has its rewards, but these days Lisa Greenberg knows to be aware of its temptations. She's a fitness expert and married to one of sport's highest profile names, Todd Greenberg. Lisa is also an alcoholic.
So you're totally fine being surrounded by people who are drinking?
Fine. And I will pour someone's wine. I could easily, if you said to me you were going to have a glass of wine, I could go to the bar and get it for you and bring it back now.
That's now. But there was a time when Lisa would need at least a bottle of wine to hit a red carpet like this. Was alcohol more important than your family?
Yep. Yep. It is such a strong disease that I could see nothing beyond the next drink because I was nothing without it. It was like taking away my legs. Someone saying you can't drink anymore, I'd rather chop my legs off. Who says that?
From the outside, a lot of people would have looked at your lives and they see the red carpet, they see the glamorous side of it and thought that your life was as perfect as one's life can be.
Absolutely, and I embellished that by wearing a very large and strong mask. I didn't want to show that behind that mask I was imploding. So I just kept the mask and kept the smile and gradually I was dying on the inside.
How close did you come to losing your family?
Very close. They gave me an ultimatum not to drink, and I drank. And they said they'd leave, and they did.
What are you going to put on your skins?
This story could have had a very different ending.
We can do that. I'll walk them in the morning.
But for the last 4.5 years, Lisa's been winning the battle against a disease that almost destroyed her. And she's not alone. Lisa is part of the biggest growing group of our problem drinkers. 1 in 5 women, aged 45 to 60, is now drinking at dangerous levels, more than any other age group. It's a time of life when the bottle seems like a good answer to every problem. And for many, once it takes hold, it has a lethal grip. Tell me about the lies.
Lying to my family, looking them in the eye, please don't have another drink. I won't. But, I really did mean it. I'd wake up in the morning and say, I won't drink today. And I meant it with every single ounce of my energy. And by midday, I was in the car driving to a bottle shop. But then it's this compulsion, this physical compulsion to get it. And off I'd go.
And by mid-afternoon, you'd be drunk?
Yep.
Where would you hide the empty bottles?
And that was a whole nother scenario. You have to wrap them in newspaper so that they don't clink and get up. I was up early every morning anyway, so you just find bins.
Lisa Greenberg is one of the last people you would expect to end up here. At 53, she's a lifelong fitness fan. In fact, Lisa and Todd met as teenage instructors at the local gym. They married young, soon had 2 children, life was happy and full. And Lisa barely drank.
NRL CEO Todd Greenberg.
But that all changed when, in 2016, Todd landed the NRL's top job. And Lisa shut down her personal training business to support him.
It's really weird to look back on now and see that it was such a normal relationship with alcohol until I got probably in my late 40s.
I think that's going to shock a lot of people to hear that this wasn't a problem for you until you were well into your 40s.
Absolutely.
Can you pinpoint a shift for you when you think alcohol started to take a hold?
Something I loved was empowering women through fitness, and I'd stop that. So couple that with Todd's big job, kids not needing me stopping my 20 years of being a fitness devotee and share of my love of fitness. And what was probably already diminishing got amplified. And as the self-esteem went down, the drinking went up to try and combat that. And it was a disaster.
You were lost.
And I was so broken.
But it happened so quickly, from it being okay to then quickly being not okay. It was like, for me, at the blink of an eye. And before I knew it, we were down a rabbit hole that I wasn't sure we could get out of.
We drink to celebrate, to commiserate, and for every reason in between. So it was all too easy for Lisa to hide the growing problem in plain sight, as Lisa, the party girl.
Oh, look, it wouldn't be uncommon for us to get together with friends, have a great night out, but Lisa would have drunk too much. And the next day I would pull her up on it and I'd say something to her. I'd say, that's not you and that's not okay.
So you'd call your mates and say, Todd said I drank too much last night, and they'd go,
I'd say, oh, no, you were just party girl. You were fine. And I'd say, see, you just need to drink more.
But the party soon became a daily event, only it was held solo and in secret.
I wouldn't go out to a function with Todd before having probably a bottle of wine because I just thought, no one's going to want to talk to me. I've got nothing to add. I don't work anymore. I'm Todd Greenberg's wife. I'm no one. That liquid courage, liquid self-esteem was what I needed to get through every day, because when I looked in the mirror, the girl who was staring back was someone I hated. I thought she was just an absolute disgrace. I loathed myself. I hated myself. I hated what I was doing to everyone else. And I couldn't fix me, and I fix everyone.
what are some of the worst things that you came home and saw, Todd?
I mean, one thing I learned over time is Lisa's very good at hiding those things in full-blown addiction. So, there's a lot of things I didn't see, happily. But the thing that stood out the most was just Lisa wasn't Lisa. She was a completely different person. You could see it right through her eyes. I knew she wasn't well, but I couldn't figure it out at the time. I felt so helpless. You go to work every day and you're tasked to do things and negotiate outcomes and execute decisions and lead teams of people. But the one thing that mattered more than all of that, I couldn't fix.
But 5 years ago, it became clear to everyone close to her that something was terribly wrong.
Tell me about Christmas 2017.
Yeah, that wasn't
Wasn't one of your best, was it?
No, it wasn't one of my best. I think that was when it was obvious to the family that my drinking was out of control.
Yeah.
And by family, do you mean Todd and the kids or your wider family?
All our extended family.
And I just could see everyone having a good time, and I thought, I've got nothing to add. I've got no value to add here. And so I'd run upstairs, have a quick squeak, a quick drink, and go downstairs, and in the short term, self-esteem's up. But it's because it's not long lasting, because the effects are so horrific. It was
After months of tough talks with Lisa failed, Todd got professional advice, then did something drastic.
When they walked out that door, what did you do?
I laid on the floor right there, in the fetal position, and just drank.
Lisa Greenberg never expected to be a magazine cover girl. She's 53
Fabulous.
and a recovering alcoholic.
You know by the end of this shoot that you're about to lift your arm.
But she's also proof that there is a way back from the depths of addiction. 5 years ago, it looked like she had the perfect life as wife of NRL boss Todd Greenberg. But the reality was her family had just walked out and she was ready to end it all.
I just couldn't see a way out. And I thought, you know, they'll be better off without me. I never had a plan to actively take my own life, but the self-loathing was so massive that I just couldn't see how I could continue to live that way. But I thought, Todd deserves a better wife. Kids deserve a better mum.
You thought they'd be better off without you?
Yep.
When Todd left Lisa, it was tough love in action and the rock bottom moment that forced her to admit she needed help.
Could you have done it without the love of your family and without the tough love they showed you?
I think they saved my life. I think that was it was a hard call. Because Todd said he didn't know if he'd see me alive again.
Did you think alcohol would kill her?
I certainly hope not, but I knew it had consumed her and I knew that I could do no more. And so at that moment in time, Lisa had to own it and Lisa had to do something about it. It had to come from deep within her.
And Lisa did own it. Finally ready to try, she signed herself into a rehabilitation facility. Within a month, her family came home.
How much did you hurt them?
A lot. Absolutely, a lot. If I could take it back, I would, but I can't. And my actions speak so much more clearly and with
Absolutely.
a lot more strength than
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. They're words.
The start of those actions was using her success to help others.
An inspiration today. Over to you, Lisa.
Thank you, Camilla.
She now shares her story in the hope of inspiring others in trouble to make a change for the better.
Change us. We can't change anyone else.
Putting self-care first is a message Lisa Greenberg lives every day and pumps out on social media.
Hi, welcome to another Sober Step Aerobics, and we're back in the 90s.
And Lisa's second act is just warming up with a regular fitness column
Hi, welcome to...
and her own exercise program on YouTube. She's even back in her happy place at the front of a class.
I never demonise alcohol, ever. If you can drink, great. The women that call me and say, I think I'm losing control. And what do? I just say, well, why don't you have a break? See how you go. And if you feel you're white knuckling and you need it to get through life, then maybe there's a problem. And if there is a problem, there's an incredible sober community out there and you're not alone.
And random strangers who I hear you talk to on the phone at every waking moment to give them guidance and support and help and maybe a bit of self-belief in them. And that's the irony here is Lisa's now at a point where she's filling other people with self-belief and self-confidence after having been through her journey. That's the full 360.
And do you feel that every day?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I bound out of bed at 5 a.m. and...
Okay, now you're just showing off.
No, I do.
No one bounds out of bed at 5 o'clock.
I bound out, ready for another day.
Most marriages don't stand a chance against alcohol addiction. But it is clear that Lisa and Todd Greenberg are here for the long haul. And both are enjoying Lisa's second chance at life.
I'm not ashamed to say I'm an alcoholic anymore because it's what I am. He's bald, I'm an alcoholic. What a couple.
You're a pelican.
I like her referring to your baldness in the same sentence as she does her addiction.
I'm very comfortable in my skin, so I'm happy. No problems from me.
But they're both not a choice. They're both not a choice. It is what it is.
I can tell you one thing with certainty is watching someone admit their own failures, get help, support, and then like knuckle down and work hard at it. It's the most inspirational story I can think of. You're a superhero.
Do you love her more today because of it?
Completely.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minutes, segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.